Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is another Van Other collective video. We are a group of like-minded caravanners, campervanners and motorhomers, and every month we get together to give you a video on the same subject. The logos of all the other channels will be here. Make sure you go over to their channels, check out their videos and give them a like, a comment and a subscribe. This month's video is 5 things that we like and 5 things that we dislike about vlogging. So this is going to be a really short video because you may have noticed it's not my first video of the day and I have a video going out every day this week. I'm obviously filming this in the past, but this week is the week of the show and I've got a lot of content going out, so I'm going to make this really quick. So, in terms of our 5 likes, we've put creating and editing. That the editing part is me. Sara's not so keen on that bit, but creating stuff that we know is going to be helpful. We don't tend to just generally vlog, and not that that's a bad thing. We love watching people like the Caravan Addies, like they're just so funny. Like I love watching them. But our videos, whether it's a site review, a product review, or something like that, how-to video, we just like creating content that we know is going to help other people. Next, we have meeting the audience. Love it. Like, you know, and you're walking around site and people say, oh, we watch your videos. And, you know, we've met some great people that, you know, we've ended up going and having drinks with and that sort of thing. And, we always encourage people to come and say hello. But there's nothing better than when someone comes up and tells you that they enjoy your videos. Go into things like the shows objectively. So we always used to go to, you know, the NEC shows and walk around and not really sort of have an aim or anything like that. I absolutely love walking around the show with a plan, knowing on each day what I'm going to go and see, what I'm going to film. As we've kind of grown into the YouTube thing, we have contacts now at the show at, you know, different companies and that sort of stuff, and speaking to them a few months in advance and trying to work out what we're going to do and which one of their products we're going to showcase and that sort of stuff. So that's definitely a plus. Let me just put my phone on silent. So we've also put meeting or talking to other channels. Now, this is slightly different to meeting the audience. It's a time where we get to maybe ask for some advice, share some advice. We are in 2 collaborations and both those collaborations have their own private group that we can sort of talk amongst ourselves. We've met loads of other channels and yeah, it's just good to sort of hear the insight of some of the bigger channels, some of the smaller channels, just to see if people are going through the same trends as you, what videos worked well, what didn't work well, the comments that they've picked up, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a different dynamic than when you meet your audience, but it's just good to just have those conversations and just sort of kind of make sure that you're doing the right thing. And, you know, what I do quite like is the honesty where someone will say, yeah, I didn't really like that video you did, or I didn't really like the way you shot that video. You know, ultimately they're the people with the same skills that we have in terms of filming and editing. And yeah, I don't like to copy other channels, but taking advice constructively is definitely something that we enjoy. And the last thing is, for both of us, is watching the data kind of roll in. So, you know, refreshing the app and seeing that you've got new subscribers or that you've got a video that's maybe doing better than you thought. On the negative side of that is a video you thought was going to do really well that hasn't. But yeah, just looking at the analytics on YouTube and seeing some of the numbers, which maybe to an outsider doesn't seem that big, and there's obviously a lot bigger channels, but for us, when you look at like the watch hours and you translate that into days, weeks, months, years, it's something that I enjoy after you've created a video, is putting it out there and then just watching those numbers come back. So on to our 5 dislikes of vlogging. So the first one is we never chill, particularly on a caravan site. We always have it in the back of our mind that we've got to do it. There has been 1 or 2 occasions where we've gone and done it on the first day because we're perhaps not staying for very long or we've got plans, but typically we like to leave the filming to the end so that we can actually experience the site. We can find things that we like, we can find things that we don't like, and it means that it's always sort of looming over us. So yeah, we're never as chilled as what we would be if we went away without the camera. And of course, when we return to sites that we've already covered and then we don't take the cameras with us, we probably have a better experience. Secondly is always getting the camera out, and if it's not out and it's not, you know, sort of in your hand, it's always on charge. Yeah, just recently we've maybe started to include a bit more cooking and that sort of thing. And despite what I said earlier, whilst we don't generally vlog, when we do a site review, we do throw in a little bit of what we're generally doing. And yeah, just having that camera always sort of ready, and sort of I'll be cooking a barbecue and I'm like, right, I'm ready to plate up, and I go to plate up and I'm like, no, I need to get the camera out and show you what I'm plating up first. So yeah, we've chosen to do this, so I'm not it's no one else's fault other than our own, but obviously just always having the camera and ready to film whatever it might be you're doing. Thirdly is being presentable, or at the least just being dressed. Probably Sara more so than me, but she'll be sat there, she'll be in her pajamas, she'll be chilling on the sofa, and I'm like, you need to get dressed because we're going to go and film this. Or if it's the walk, because we walk around the site all the time with the dog, but if it's the one that we're going to take the camera with us, then you got to make sure that you look at least a little bit presentable. So it might be a brush of the hair, a touch of makeup for Sara, not for me. But yeah, obviously, as I said before, like when you're doing those sort of videos, you do kind of have to just put in a little bit more effort than walking around in your pajamas and your slippers. Fourth on our list, and I'm going to just say it again, we've chose to do YouTube, so this is no one else's fault other than our own. It probably stops us going back to a lot of sites that we would go to repeatedly. We like creating content, and don't get me wrong, we like going to new sites. There's nothing better than going to a new site. But as I've always said, a different pitch or a different field on the same site gives you the feeling of going to a different site. But we don't tend to go back to too many places because of the fact that we want to create new content. We want to review a new site. And you will hear us at the end of lots of our site reviews saying, we will definitely be back here. If we weren't creating YouTube content, we almost certainly would be going back there. We might even go, do you know what, we'll come back next weekend, this place is brilliant. But we don't. We check through our list, which has hundreds of sites on, and we'll book somewhere that we haven't been to before. The fifth thing and the final thing is we don't like people watching while we're filming, which is really difficult when you're walking around a site. When you're doing videos like this, I'm at home, I've got my green screen up, and it's dead easy. There's no one apart from Reggie over there watching me thinking, what is he doing? But yeah, if we're doing product reviews, I can do it around the caravan. We tend to wait until neighbours have gone out, and Sarah will be like, right, everyone's gone out, let's do it now. Or if we're going into the toilets or something, we always make sure they're empty anyway, so that's okay. But walking around the site, holding a camera in front of you like this, you can see people looking, and I guess you'll have different types of people. So you'll have the person that thinks, they're crazy, they're talking to themselves. Then you'll get the person that says, I know what they're doing, they're a YouTuber, I watch, videos of the same type, so I know what they're doing. And then you get people just thinking, he's walking around with a camera, what are they doing? Like, is it dangerous? Should they be doing that? Are they allowed to do that? All that sort of stuff. So yeah, I remember talking to Mac and Sarah, and they kind of said that, the beauty of being able to do a voiceover is if you're not overly comfortable, then you can kind of record a little bit more covert, and then you can come back and do a voiceover. Unfortunately, I don't have the voice for a voiceover. A lot of other channels seem to be able to do a really good sort of, putting their voice over the top of things. I just can't do that. I don't like that. So we tend to talk on camera. But yeah, just having people watching you is a little bit odd. And particularly if you're in a restaurant or something like that, and you're sort of panning around, you're showing them the place, or your food's come and you're showing them what the food's like, it just looks odd. Or it probably doesn't, but it feels to us like it looks odd. Okay, so that's our 5 likes and our 5 dislikes, and what I can say is that we absolutely love it. It isn't a hardship. If it become a hardship, there's no other reason for us to do it. We would stop doing it, but we do enjoy it. We absolutely love meeting people that watch our videos, and it is almost like... Not in a big-headed way, but it is almost like validation. If someone comes up and says, we watched your video on such and such, I ended up going and buying it, or really enjoyed that, it gave us a tip that we didn't know, then yeah, it does almost validate that the work that you're doing, because there's a lot of time that goes into making videos, is worth it. So yeah, like we always say, if you see us on a site, come over, say hello, let us know. If you don't like our videos, don't let us know. Yeah, we will continue making content. I have so much planned, and through the winter months, it will take a little bit of a slower approach, and maybe not so many videos, not 2 a week. But yeah, we have so much planned with so many different people. So keep watching for more content. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment on our videos. I will put the logos of all the other channels here, so again, don't forget to go and check them out. Have a look to see what their videos are about. The beauty of YouTube is everybody has a different take, even on the same subject. So, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, check out our coverage from the NEC. I say our coverage. I'm there yesterday, Tuesday. I'm talking in the past as if I'm in the present. Today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I think Sara's going to come with me on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one, which is tomorrow. Bye.